some of the leaked data mine stuff that's out there at the moment. But do bear in mind, a lot of that stuff is still early development, and if it's a case it could come to the game, it could be quite, you know, disappointing to go, oh great, we're going to be getting a frames per second decreased option, but that might not come in for a while because it's still a feature in development. So, you know, do take everything with a grain of salt whenever you see it.
Hey guys, it's Frojo34 and we're back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video. This video we're gonna be talking about something that I saw on YouTube from a certain hacker. I'm not gonna reveal his name or anything because I don't want to like support his activities, because he does more than just hacking. He also offers like services to get ahead in the game and stuff. So I don't support cheating and all of that, so therefore I won't be like revealing the source of this information and everything. So if you know who it is, you know who it is. If you don't, I'm sorry. I got this information from a guy on YouTube. He hacks into the game. He has he creates a private server, and on this private server, he's able to sometimes get things that aren't in our game yet. So that's what I believe, anyways. This is the actual game right here. We're fixing to take a look at what it looks like for him, and basically, what he's able to do is access the graphical settings, and it looks like he has 3 different graphical settings and then frames per second. So what that means is he's able to put it on minimum graphics, default graphics, or max graphics, and then he's able to set the frame rate. I believe currently your game on all devices is capped at 30 frames per second and is at default graphic level. I've seen some conflicting theories with that, like some phones it auto adjust to your level. So I'm not exactly sure of that. I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max, so maybe mine is at max graphical settings by default. I'm not sure. That is something up for debate and everything, but what we're seeing in his videos, he's able to select that. So say I am playing on the iPhone Max 13 and I select minimum graphics and 120 FPS. Now, why would you do that? As some of you may know, I play Fortnite, and a lot of the pro players, even though they have thousands and thousands of dollars invested into their computer, they play Fortnite on the lowest graphical setting, and then they play at max frames. Why do they do that? Because there's less stuff to get in the way, less inputs that will get missed because your game isn't processing everything that's going on in the background, all the smoke details, all the little bitty effects and everything. So your game isn't processing all of that, so it's able to run a little bit smoother. Now, the reason why Fortnite and other games have this is so that lower end PCs and lower end devices or whatever can handle the game. But what happens is the high end devices have an advantage because they're able to do with the lowest end settings but high frame rates, so it gives them a little bit of advantage. Will that translate into MCOC? I'm not sure. It'll have to be something that we'll have to wait and see if this even comes to the game eventually. But I do know this is something that the top players in Fortnite do. They play with low graphic settings, high FPS. Let's take a look at what it looks like inside of MCOC. I got 2 videos here. One, he's fighting against Electro with a low graphic settings, and then in the second fight, he's fighting Hyperion with 120 FPS. He doesn't go into detail what graphic setting he's playing at, and YouTube only outputs into 60 FPS, so we're not going to really be able to see a difference. One thing we could be able to do is if he did the 2 fights, the same exact fight, he did it in 30 FPS and then 60 FPS, and then see if we can see a difference in that. But he hasn't done that yet. If he does, maybe I'll revisit this. But let's take a look real quick at what we were able to see so far. All right, so here we are. He's got this fight. He's bringing up the settings. As you can see, mod menu. See, I don't know if this is something that he's able to do because he has this alternate version of the game where he's exploiting and able to do everything in the game that he wants, but he's able to put it at low graphic settings here, and he goes in here and fights Electro. So as you can see, it looks like the water's not really running in the background. The flames that are usually in the Panther's mouse, you really can't see that. I was trying to decide if the models looked lower res and everything, maybe a little bit. It's hard to tell everything. You're gonna be able to see the victory animation at the end. Electro's electricity didn't look as like extra effects on there, but it's hard to tell. With Hercules, you saw the rocks and everything come up out of the ground. I think his model does look a little less rendered than it normally does and everything. So here, yeah, you can see him go in here, the graphic settings. I'm gonna repeat this over and over. He's selected minimum. So yeah, he's got this extra menu, graphics, minimum, and then in a second we're gonna see him access the frames per second. See, he's got it at 60 on that one, but he's fixing to change it to unlimited 30, 60, 90, 120 FPS. So yeah, very interesting to see that he's able to select the frames per second. Now, only some devices are able to do this. Your lower end phones aren't gonna be able to do this. Some Android phones can do up to 120 frames per second. The iPhone Pro Max can 13 can do 120 frames. So if your phone says 120 hertz on it, you can do up to 120 frames per second. So yeah, it's hard to tell here what if he's got high graphics on or minimum graphics. There is a lot of smoke in the background, so he's either at default or max graphic settings here. You see all the breath from Hyperion. It does look like I'm seeing a little bit more frame wise, but I'm not 100% sure because we believe the game is capped at 30 frames per second. So this would only be bumping it up to 60 frames with YouTube. So he might be able to see way more on his end. Here it does look like Hercules was a little bit more graphically all there. But yeah, what do you guys think about being able to select your graphics and everything and your frames per second? Is this something that you're going to want to see inside of Marvel Contest of Champions, or is this something you think is going to create a bigger divide in the player base, in the community? Do you think the whales are going to get even more of an advantage because they're able to get the top end phones, and now they're going to be able to select low settings, high frames per second? Because that's honestly, unless I'm recording a video and I want to show the high quality graphics of the game, I'm probably gonna, when I'm playing competitively, I'm probably gonna play at low graphics at 120 FPS. That's what the Fortnite YouTubers do. That's what these PC pro players do. They play low graphics, high frames, and but if they're shooting like their videos or for YouTube, like to make a video about it, they'll even like specifically say it. I turned up the graphics for this video specifically. Usually I play at low graphic settings. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think about all of this. But yeah, as you can see, like that's not in here right now. All we have is the skip 3 special animation button, skip dialogue, beta features, opt-in, and friend request, vibrate on fight scene, cutscene. There's no mod menu or graphics menu button currently, but it's something we could possibly see in the future. Let me know if you're looking forward to this. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments below as well. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and there's gonna be more videos soon. Thank you guys. Peace out.